I love it, Kathy, because you're always the first one here. So dedicated. still trying your audio. Hi, Kathy. Did you unmute yourself? You're still muted. There you go.
So many things to push.
It's so nice to see without glasses, huh?
Oh, yeah. I still don't have on any eye makeup, so I probably look terribly washed out, but.
No, you do not. You look lovely.
Does what's his name, Jonathan, does he have a sense of humor?
You know, I think so. Why?
Because, you know, I've written him so many times that I had problems with this and with that. So the last time, did I write or leave a voice message? I can't remember. I said that I hope I get better at this technical stuff along with my Adho Mukha Svanasana. And I don't know if he thought it was funny or not. Or maybe he thought I was just weird.
No, I'm sure he thought it was he had a chuckle out of it.
Anyway, I haven't had any problems lately, so I'll cross my fingers.
Oh, good, good.
Okay, let's move this thing so hopefully you can see me.
Yeah, I subbed on Friday. Were you there Friday too? Yeah.
You subbed again?
I subbed on Friday. You were there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
next Friday she's back, right?
Yes, yes. But I was amazed at how, I had more students in the Friday class than I did in the Monday class.
Well, she's had that class a long time, hasn't she?
Yes, she has.
Now what happened? It always does something different. It says iPad, Kathy Beckman, parentheses, me.
Oh.
Then it says Austin Yoga Tree, host.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
How come your video went away though?
Well, that's why I came to check it. I don't know what's going on. It didn't do anything.
Well, let me see if I can do anything. I doubt. Participants.
Cyberlink UCAM 5.
So if you click on participant, do you know where the little, on the iPad, it's on the top right?
Where the mute is.
Yeah, and there should be another button that says participants.
Yeah.
And it just shows that your video is not turned on. There's a red slash through your video. So if you just unclick that red slash, your video should come on. Hi, Mike.
Ah, okay.
You know, for the first time that I've ever, since February or March was the first week of March that I've done this, the first time ever it's asking me to admit people to they're in a waiting room and it's asking me to admit them. And I've never had that before. It's interesting.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah. So Mike, up or down, how's the sciatica? So. All right, well, today should be very gentle, so you should be fine.
Hey, Sheryl.
Yeah.
This is Karen Carpenter.
Hi, Karen.
After Friday's class, when I stood up, the inside of my right knee got a sharp pain, and I still have that. I can't think of anything we did that would cause that. But I just wanted you to know that I do have, like, it's a sharp pain rather than something dull. It's not all the time. Mostly if I do a sideways motion, like I can walk, but a sideways motion bothers it. Okay.
Okay. This is pretty gentle class. So restorative and pranayama, but just holler at me if you say, okay, this hurts, and I'll give you something alternative to do.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Restorative for Sheryl or restorative for most yoga teachers?
Okay, what does that tell me?
I just known you a long time, Sheryl. That's all it tells me.
You have, you know, I think it's a really gentle class. I really do. So hopefully you'll feel the same way. I've been up since 6 and I've already done my practice, so. Almost time.
Because I can't see me.
I can see you.
Oh, okay. Very strange. It's always something different.
Okay, there we go. A few more people. Yeah, this is the first time I'm getting this little button that says I actually have to admit people.
Peggy has to do that.
Peggy? Yeah, I've been in other classes where I've noticed that. So maybe it's just a feature that Jonathan didn't opt for, but now he's opting for it. Don't know.
Well, I also got the link without going to my email. That's different. Okay, it's almost, yeah, 9:30 it is. So sit up straight, have, the first thing we're gonna be doing is Supta Padangusthasana, and if you have 2 straps, one long and one short, that would be great if you have those around. And if you only have 1 strap, then you just do it with 1 strap. Let me do my stuff.
Even day, sit with your favorite crossing. Rock from side to side as you move the buttock flesh back and to the side. And then by this time in your practice, you probably know what works well for you to, relax your legs, to sit the buttocks firmly down and relax your legs. This is what works for me. I slightly come forward and press those thighs down, purposely pitching myself forward. And then can I keep the thighs down and bring the hands either to the blankets or the floor. If you have long arms, the floor works well. Lift yourself up. Reach up through the sides of the trunk, particularly here at the armpit chest, and roll your shoulders back. Keep the belly soft. Look straight ahead, and then bring your hands to your heart. And as you close your eyes, let any expression drain completely from the face. Relax the mouth cavity, the throat. Let the eyes drop back deep into their sockets. You're not straining to see anything other than what's deep inside yourself. So look within, hear within, feel within. In the last few weeks, I've talked about how the breath can help us in the pose and how the pose can help us with the breath. So work those two sides of the pose, or the angle of the pose, to your own benefit, maximally. Use the breath to elongate the trunk upwardly, so as if somebody has those puppet strings pulling the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, while the tailbone stays grounded and slightly tucked under you more and more, and the legs stay soft, abdomen stays soft. And then just feel how the position of the pose helps your breath. At the very top of the inhalation, feel that broadness across the collarbones, chest. On the exhale, you don't lose that broadness nor the height, length of the trunk. Okay, you may join me with the Oms or recite them silently on your own, whatever works for you. As you bow your heads down, keep your shoulders down and relaxed. Release your hands and then slowly lift the head up. And open the eyes. Okay, so this is the 1 or 2 bell Supta Padangusthasana 1 and 2. And we're also going to be doing the Parivita version, but we're going to be doing it a little bit differently. So make sure you have space to your head side, because I'd like to see, can you take your arms overhead completely? Go here. My two-strap idea is, this is my right leg. The strap, the tail of the strap is pulling the right leg away from the trunk, right? Tail of the strap on the outside pulls that right leg away. Where you have the strap here, okay, if you need to work on bone stuff like I do, you'll have it more towards the heel. If you need to work on muscle stretching more, you could have it on the ball of the foot. That's the connection you get there. So I'm going to put mine more a little bit towards my heel, and then at the top of the hip. And it's snug. Okay, then this one, I'm just going to have a small loop in it because I'd like for you to take your arms overhead. So to start, pick your buttocks up and scoot your buttocks towards your heel that's on the floor, and bring that knee close in. I'm working very strongly on this down leg. Then I loop the foot and take the leg up. Okay, and then keep working on the extension of that down leg. And this is helping me keep my hips level. Then I reach thumb and index finger, hand over hand, and I slide those arms overhead. So watch your ribs, that they don't poke up towards the ceiling, but pull the abdomen towards the floor. Lengthen the back of your neck. You should be able to see your chest. If not, you know who you are. You need a support underneath the head, a small blanket. How's that going? Everybody good? Remember, if you have any questions, please unmute yourself. Try not to let the bottom leg roll out. In fact, roll it in a little bit. And press, so Julia, try holding the strap with just your right hand and use your left hand to press that thigh back. Just go to 90. Keep going. Yes, there you go. 90 is fine with a straight knee. Marcia, we're in Supta Padangusthasana with the arms going overhead. And two straps if you have them, one strap on the hip and the opposite foot. And the arms all the way overhead. Try to touch the floor behind you. Straight arms. So Bob, if you make a small loop in your strap, you'll have lots of strap to lengthen out along the floor. The secrets of straps. Yes, Marcia, you okay?
I'm just seeing what we're doing. I got here late.
That's okay. You didn't miss much.
Okay.
So Julia, once again, the top of your knee on its back side. Yes, push it back. Yes, right there. the work has to come from the hip first, right? The hip has to push away first, but then open up the back of that knee from the hip work. And look at your foot that's on the floor. Don't let it torque, or, you know, keep it even on the center of the heel and all those things. Okay. Now release that and put the strap on the other hip and other foot. So I had the right leg up first, so the strap's going to be on my right heel and my left hip. And at first I'm just going to attempt, that's a little tight, to bring the knee up to the chest. Knee to chest, get it as close in as possible. Really work that bottom leg. Keep your hips level as you put the strap on the foot. Same thing goes for the placement of the strap on the top leg, right? If you need to work on bony stuff, osteoporosis, uneven hips, scoliosis, then it's better if it's closer to your heel on the up leg. If you want to work on the hamstring stretching, it's better if it's closest to the arch or the ball of the foot. Okay, and then hand over hand. Slide the hand. Lengthen your trunk away from that bottom leg. So your trunk is going head side, your abdomen is pulling towards the spine. Keep the sides of your neck soft, relaxed. Give that leg a nice stretch. Iron out the backs of your knees. You can even take your hand on that up leg thigh and kind of massage it from inside out. Inside out. Feel so the back of the leg is opening that way. Okay, now release. Now you just need, you will need two straps again in a moment, but for Supta Padangusthasana 2, I'd like for you to take a rolled blanket, something like this, just rolling it like that. I'm going over just a little bit, over to my left, and I'm getting a little bit of that blanket underneath the left hip. Then I'm going to put it on the right foot again. And then you're going to take the leg out to the side. It won't go as far, that's okay. It's got support, and the idea is to work, the lower abdomen, middle of the abdomen from right to left. Reach your left arm out to the side at shoulder height. Watch what your left leg, that's the leg that's on the floor, is doing. It wants to roll out, don't let it. I'd say in most cases. Some people it'll want to roll in. On each exhalation, can you see how you can manage to revolve the abdomen away from that up leg? Inside my purse. Oh, sorry. What happened? and then release. Put that foot back down, take your little roll, put it on the left hip or the other hip, whatever side you've done first. With bent knees, roll a little bit over to the opposite side where the blanket is, and then make sure that that blanket is underneath the hip enough as you straighten the bottom leg and then the top leg. A brief Supta Pada 1 and then Supta Pada 2. Bigger inhalation, and then on the exhalation, revolve the abdomen away from that lifted leg. All right, and now just release the strap and roll to the right side and come up gently. I'm going to show you how we're going to take the Paririta version. So watch, just watch. I'm lying, you'll be lying on your left side, like you see me here. And I fully extend the trunk. I'm lying, it's like Anatasana prep, right? Side lying pose. And I have this bolster or stack of blankets out here on the same side that I'm looking towards, you know, not on the opposite side. Then I bend up that top leg and rest the foot on it. That's the easy part. Okay, now I have to figure out how to get my upper back flat on the floor. So watch, I'll bring my hand towards the screen, opposite hand as leg, and turn the trunk. So I kind of scrape, I can pick myself up and scrape the left shoulder blade towards the camera. Don't let this hip ride up. This is where I'm saying if you had a strap, you could still use the strap on that top hip and the bottom foot if you'd like. Otherwise, you're just here. You can pick yourself up a little bit and move the abdomen from left to right. Move the shoulder blades so that they're more or less flatter to the floor and you end up with your chest facing the ceiling. The bottom leg is it's still sideways like it would be in Anatasana. Everybody got it? Should feel good. Yeah. Keep moving the top hip away from your waist. And try, Julie, not to let the arm is either it's either straight out alongside of you at first, and then it's gonna go at shoulder height. Yes, now turn, now turn. Now you've got your couch there. Hold on that couch, yeah. Now you can kind of tug yourself and reach yourself towards the kitty side. Yeah, all right, good. Everybody happy with that? Feels good, doesn't it? Okay, then just gently bring that leg back over and then turn yourself around. If you just flip over, then you know you don't have to change the bolster and you can still see the camera. Does that make sense? So I just flip myself over. There's my bolster. So when you're here in this sideline position, pick yourself up really, you know, from your head of the greater trochanter, right? It's going this way towards the head side. So you want kind of want to pick up and lengthen that whole side of your trunk towards the head side. And then you can bend the knee and the hand on the floor. This is my same hand as leg that's going on the bolster is holding me up as I get that foot on the bolster. Doesn't have to be higher than hip height. Okay. Okay, then I use that top hand to help me move my trunk flatter. Oh, and one side will be easier than the other. And reach that arm towards your bolster, opposite arm, and turn the abdomen. Turn the shoulder blades. Try to make yourself flatter on your upper back side so that your chest remains facing the ceiling. Keep pushing that hip away from you. The bottom leg hasn't gone completely soft. It's still extending. Excellent. All right, and then you can bend that knee and roll to the side and sit up in Upavishta Konasana. And if you have your 2 straps, it would be nice. I've got a small loop on each foot. Same size loop I had for Supta Paringushtasana. So take the time to draw the hamstring to the buttock. Draw the hamstring to the buttock. Hamstring flesh muscle to the buttock bone. And then sit firmly down into those 2 buttock bones of yours. Take a hold of your straps. Same thing goes for the placement here of the foot. If you're working with hamstrings, have it more middle of the foot. If you're working with hips, bones, have it a little bit closer to the heel. You see where mine is? Yep, that's where I need it. Hold those straps with your arms straight. Turn the whole entire arm so that the biceps face the ceiling. Oh, somebody's waiting to get in. I don't know why I can't just let everybody in. Oh, well, I missed them. I wasn't fast enough. All right. So lift, so from the buttock bones being firmly pressing down, can you pull yourself up, like again, the puppet strings on your spine, lifting yourself up firmly. Now, you know, don't tense, please, especially Marsha, don't tense any part of your neck, but you know, you're lifting the trunk up so much. There's no tension in the neck. And watch, you know, the head just goes back. Keep working on how the femur bone is pulled back into that head of that greater trochanter. And that's what's nice for the straps, because you can pull and you can feel how that bone sits more firmly in that socket. Okay, now you got that ultimate length. You can let go of the right strap, reach your right arm around, grab the left strap, then grab the right strap again and turn for Parshva. So it's just upright, holding on to two straps. You can either bend that back elbow and front elbow, help you turn more, or you can make them straight and just go up. It depends on what you need to do for your body. Okay, and then release. Go back to regular Upavishta. Go up, 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 up. Head, neck, throat, soft. Okay, and then you can let go of the left strap, reach around to the behind you to grab the right strap, and then the right hand holds the left strap, and turn. Turn the abdomen, turn the pelvis. The only thing that's not turning are your legs. Turn, you want to feel the pelvis turning from right to left here. I get like pop, pop, pop. Okay. All right, and now you can just come back to face forward. You'll let go of your straps, but you'll not let go of this, the femur, hamstring, driving towards the buttock flesh. You start to go forward. Maybe not, maybe you're just here because the legs collapse. But if you can, then you start to go forward and get your elbows down, but don't look down. Look forward. Look forward. And then elbows if you can. Don't let the legs change. Don't let the buttock bones change. Tailbone still tucked under. Look forward. Abdomen is really not involved. It's more or less soft. Good. And now inhale and walk yourself up. Bring the legs back together. Take your straps off. So we're going to do true chair dog and true chair uttanasana. And I'm hoping that if you do it like I show, the spacing will be correct. But let me just see if this works for everybody. And if you don't have, you know, any kind of support would work, even a sofa would work, but I've got the chair so that it's at the wall. So I have something to push against. Then the sticky mat length is just about perfect for chair dog. My shirt in. So I turn the arms out to 90. I place the hands, I grip the sides of the support. Could be your sofa, whatever you got, but I push against it and then I start to walk back, and ideally walk back to the end of your sticky mat or thereabouts, but I keep pushing into the chair so that I'm really, really taking those thighs back. My head can stay right in line to my arms. Watch the ribs, right? That the ribs don't drop. Keep the ribs lifted up and work your legs more. This is me not working my legs. Yeah, so I work the legs, press the feet. You can even pull your toes up. That'll tell you if your legs are working. Lift your toes up from the floor. Keep pushing yourself away from the chair and opening out the backs of the legs. Somebody is back there, you know, turning the backs of your thighs out. Everybody should have pretty good luck at keeping the heels down. Good. All right, so you're in your Adho Mukha Svanasana, and now you're taking chair Ardha Uttanasana. So you walk up to your chair, closer to your chair, maybe about, I don't know, 15 inches or so. But this is, again, going to be different for everybody. So this is where the head has to have some support. So here I am in Ardha without the head supported. Then I can fold my elbows and create a little pillow for my forehead. Keep pressing your feet and pulling up through your legs. Lift your kneecaps. Keep pressing the thighs away. Marcia, I'd say walk up a teeny bit more so that your hips, knees, ankles, all in one straight line. Bob too, hips, knees, ankles. And if you have tight hamstrings, remember you can always have the feet separated, at least hip distance apart. That's an option for, especially when we have these restorative classes. Oh, it's an option. Okay, start quieting your brain, your mind, unbusy your mind. Think how the shape of the pose could help you do that. How the shape of the pose might help you open your chest a little bit more by moving the shoulder blades deeper into your back, elongating, you know, from the sternal notch towards the throat. Legs still have to work, but how can the shape of the pose help you with your brain, with your mind, so that it becomes calmer and thereby more connected to the breath. Okay, and now slowly inhale and come up. All right, now I don't think there's too many of you who practice Shirshasana. Would it just be Bob and Marcia? Bob and Marcia? Maybe some people who don't have their cameras on, if you're doing that. So what I'd like to see, ideally, is your Shirshasana supported. So I would like to see you at the wall. You may not have to use it, but just in case, I'd like to see you at the wall. If you want to go away from the wall eventually, that's fine. And those of you who are not practicing Shirshasana are just going to be doing Prasarita Padottanasana with me. But here's how I like to do it today. I want the head supported. So maybe for Mike, maybe for Karen, it might be something like this, sort of like this Ardha Uttanasana. Okay, don't let the hips go back. I could just feel myself there. Okay. Otherwise, if you are close, if you're one of those people who are close and you just need a little bit of help, you just have the blanket there. You can hold the ankles and put the head down. Okay, those are your choices. Okay, what happens, Julie, if you hold your ankles now? Yeah, lift the shoulders slightly away from the floor. And Kathy, is your forehead on the support, Kathy Beckman? Forehead? And a brick. I just wondered if it was forehead. Yeah, that's better. Yep. Sorry if some of you are having technical difficulties. Sorry about that. Did you see me, Mike, doing the prasarita with the chair?
Missed it completely.
Oh, so it's just, you know, where you did like your Ardha Uttanasana. And for you, I would take the legs just comfortably apart, maybe not as wide as you can go, but work on the stability of bringing up that hamstring to connect into that buttock flesh. Fold, and just here. Kind of an Ardha Prasarita Padottanasana. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, everybody prepare to come up, down, whatever it is. Have a little bit of support for Virasana, but what you do need is your full support for Supta Virasana as you need it behind you on the ready. So for me, it would be half this here. Okay, so Virasana first. So before I sit down here, I want to pull those hammies up to the buttock flesh. Pull them up and have a seat. You can sit as high as you need to sit. This support underneath the buttocks is variable, subjective. Okay, interlace your palms. Place the back of the hand at the top of the head. Watch your ribs. So the ribs aren't moving forward, nor is the sacrum, lower back coming up. Keep that parallel to the front of the pelvis. So elbows back. Then take your arms up. Okay, neck soft, throat soft. Look up. Take your arms back. And then bring the head back. Grow taller, longer. Making spaces between the ribs. Bob, don't let the trunk go back though. This is what I'm seeing you as, so really keep that outer knee down and just go up with the trunk. Okay, then bring the hands back to the crown of the head, change the interlacing. Back of the hands to the crown, elbows back, go up with those arms, soften the neck, the throat, lift your head, just take the head back. It's not a strong muscular action whatsoever. And then if you see your arms with your head back, take your arms back more, but don't let the trunk go back. The trunk just has to continue to go up. And then bring the head back. And then release your arms. Okay, so now you'll take the buttocks forward and try to flatten the buttocks as much as possible. I'm going to move this back so that this support is on my lowest ribs here. So it's going back just a ways. I come forward, or I come backwards and I scoot the buttock flesh forward, and the support is just on my ribs. It's not underneath my buttocks. So I scoot the buttocks forward. Give this a lot of space. And then the head is on some extra support, and I'm in my best Supta Virasana. Keep pulling up the tailbone and lifting the buttock crease up and in, and that helps keep your knees down. Tailbone up, buttock crease up, knees stay down. Start to, once again, getting in touch with your breath. Kathy, if you're so high, do you have a way that you could just go back on your sofa and put your arms on the sofa? Because your arms look like they're dangling. It doesn't look very comfortable. Either that or you have to put bolsters here for your arms. I just want you to be comfortable. Does that make sense? That might work, yeah. Arms overhead. But I will guarantee you, if you keep lifting up at the sacrum tailbone area and the buttock crease, it helps keep the knees down. You get a really nice stretch in those quads and in this piriformis, sacroiliac muscles. Okay. And now use your elbows on the floor, and then hands. Head is the last thing. You know, the head, chest leads, head goes back. All right. Release your legs out in front. A moment there. You have that nice support already. So let's go ahead and use it for Supta Baddha Konasana. Put the strap around yourself completely. bring the soles of your feet together. Tighten that strap. Has to be low on the sacrum, back here on the sacrum, and very close to the inner thighs. Okay, then you have hopefully either bricks. Bricks work really well, but I like to just open up a blanket and give it a couple of folds like that. And put it right underneath the backs of my thighs as I scoot the sacrum forward. Scoot the sacrum so the sacrum is flatter to the floor. The sacrum should not face your bolster's edge. Once again, my first few floating ribs are on the bolster, not my waist. And then I've got another support for my head. And I reach the arms out to the side. If you want to work on anything here, you can work on pushing the outer feet, the bottom edges, the little toe side of your feet together. That makes this connection of that outer thigh, outer femur into the socket. And it helps to relax the joints. But because I'm always, at least some of you think I'm always so hard on you. You don't have to do anything here. You can just let go everywhere, let go the feet, let go the groins. Make sure you have support there behind the backs of your thighs and buttock area. Here, just start to work with your breath. Find it, feel it, know your breath, and then therefore know thyself. Where do you feel your breath? Where does it seem to not be as prominent? Don't have to even make any judgments, just feel it, be aware of it, and stay with the breath. If you were to stay in Supta Baddha Konasana for 15 or 20 minutes, if we had the luxury of an hour and a half to 2 hour class, you could start to do some pranayams in this position, and you can start to work on how the pose, the shape of the pose helps the breath. So in this shape, I'll just give you a little clue. The breath is often thought of as like a mushroom cloud, right? It's narrow at the base of the pelvis, and then it starts to mushroom upwards until, at the top of the chest, it's as broad as it can be. So maybe that little image might help you with your breath. Imagine a mushroom cloud of a breath in your Supta Baddha Konasana shape that purposely gets larger and larger and larger as you go towards the heart center. Take maybe 2 more breaths, envisioning that mushroom cloud breath getting bigger and bigger as you go up to the heart. And after your second one, you can roll to the side. And come up. Okay. All right, I'm hoping everybody has enough props to take this version of Viparita Krani. So inverted leg pose. I take one blanket. Oops. There. A brick. The brick is really, you know, like a spacer. Okay. And then my blanket is actually, I'm trying to make my blanket. Can you see how I folded it where it's going to make the bolster go that way? Can you see that? So if I even scoot it over, it's going to dip my pelvis towards the wall and the brick. So it's slightly slanted. The bolster is slanting towards the wall, downward towards the wall. Then I'm going to have this here just because I don't like sticky mat under my hair, and or you might even have this not folded, sorry, not open but folded so that your neck doesn't go back. The back of your neck gets elongated. But I think I can just do that where it's just supporting my keeping my hair from getting stuck on the mat. Okay, there's many ways to go into this, but I'll just do it the simplest way. You sit on your bolster side saddle. Then one leg goes up. I'm still holding on to the floor, and I haven't left the wall. I scoot in even more, scoot in even more. Then the other leg goes up. Elbows. I bend my knees and scoot a little bit closer to the wall. Okay, and then I'm down. And then I can, there. So you can see the shape of the pose is a little bit different than regular Viparita Krani. The bolster is going to hit me a little bit more towards these middle ribs. The bolster's edge should be near the bottom of your shoulder blades. So you get this nice shape of Viparita Krani. Okay, if you're, especially Mike, if your legs don't settle down, but because you're wrestling what you're wrestling with, you strap the feet. Just hip distance, perhaps. There. So you let the legs relax. Okay, make sure you have the bolster in the right place. It's not really so much underneath the buttocks. It's more underneath the waist and the ribs, middle ribs. Shoulders are down, neck is long. Just relax your arms out to the side. And once you've settled down, then you get in touch with your breath. Can you begin to just ever so slightly start to elongate your breath? It's not really ujjayi. We're going to do that in just a minute, but start to elongate it. Make it longer, slower, softer. The deeper will come really with the next shape. It's a little hard to make it so deep in this position. Just work on the longer, slower, softer part. And that goes for both the inhalation and the exhalation. So it's really just breath awareness. Longer, slower, and softer. You're trying to work up. I'm not saying this is going to happen today, but you're trying to work up to about 5.5 seconds long per the inhalation, equal exhalation. Just 2 more of these long, slower, softer, complete inhalations and complete exhalations. Okay, when you're done with those 2, bend your knees. Put your feet in Baddha Konasana and just let the knees go out to the side, and then slowly begin to push yourselves away from the wall. And roll to the right side and slowly come up. And now you're going to get your pranayama set up for, you're going to try some full, Ujjayi 4 and then the Loma on the inhale and the exhalation. So if you have a bolster, you are certainly welcome to use the bolster. For me, I like the blankets. They're just a bit more, not so evasive. And I can stay longer, I find. So I've got 2 blankets, folded the long ways. And I prefer, I'm going to turn this, I would prefer to have the folded edge where my buttocks are going to go instead of the selvage edge, if that makes sense to you. And I could go slightly stair-stepped, those two blankets, where one is slightly lower, the other one is slightly back from that. And then here's my same head blanket. Lying down for this pranayama, it's really an exact science, and I urge you to read Lie Down Pranayama, and he goes through it quite step by step by step. So make sure you're not going to be touching the wall. Scoot my blanket slightly away from the wall. And I have the buttocks not right up against the blanket support, but slightly away. I'd say maybe even 3 inches away. And then I come to my elbows and I say, oh, that's actually, I'm a little too close. So I scoot a little bit further away so that this top blanket is hitting me at that same part, those first few floating ribs. Okay, and then I walk and I lay myself down with my knees still bent. I hold on to the edges of the sticky mat and tuck and roll. Tuck and roll. So I'm letting the blankets kind of catch my t-shirt and my skin of my back body so it goes towards my waist. And I've got this nice broad and open chest. And then I keep that. Can I take my hands and elongate the back of my neck towards the head side, crown side. And then 2 by 2, same time, I reach the legs out and let them just release. Turn your hands out so the thumbs roll towards the floor and then let go. Remove your glasses if you have them on. Sorry, I forgot that at the beginning. And you get 1 minute of pure Shavasana. Completely let go, completely relax. Let go everywhere. Don't do anything with the breath, just observe yourself. Let go, keep letting go. And be super conscious of your letting go of any muscular effort whatsoever, any muscular tension whatsoever. So that was your minute of Shavasana. Now your challenge is to stay that relaxed in the mind. Now there's a little bit of physical effort required for the breath. Not much, but some. So now you'll start your full Ujjayi. That's a complete, slow, soft inhalation, steady throughout, taking the same amount of air that you took, lower ribs, middle ribs, upper ribs, chest. Yeah, please make sure you're comfortable. If you're cold, you put extra support on or extra clothing on, whatever. And then the exhalation is the same. Slow, soft, steady, complete. You're going for about 5 to 6 seconds. And my talking, my cadence is not going to match your breath. Let's try a couple together with me going with the 5.5 to 6 seconds. And then we'll see how that goes, and I'll let you do a few on your own. So first, just take a normal inhalation. And now a preparatory inhalation. Exhale normally. Let go of any tidal air you have. And now inhale. Top of the inhalation. Now exhale. Okay, good. That was 5.5 seconds on the inhalation, on the exhalation. So I won't do the noise, but I'll just say the sound. Inhale normally, and now take a preparatory exhalation, and now begin your inhalation. And now slowly exhale. And now normal inhalation. Exhale. Normal inhalation. preparatory exhalation, and on your own timing, take a couple more rounds. Slow, soft, complete Ujjayi inhalation. Followed by a slow, soft Ujjayi exhalation. Normal breath in between. You can take 1 or 2. After a preparatory exhalation, long, slow, soft Ujjayi inhale, lower ribs, middle ribs, top ribs, all the way up to your chest and throat. Exhale, exhale, exhale. All right. So that gave you a little bit of, it showed you what your capacity is. If you didn't make it the 5.5 to 6 seconds, that's fine. You do it at your own timing. But now we're gonna combine the pausings. I call them the little sips breath, where you're gonna inhale into the lower ribs and pause. Inhale into the middle ribs and pause. I'm gonna try for 4 today. Inhale into the upper middle ribs and pause. And then inhale into the top chest. So the problem with the Loma is that, again, I can't talk fast enough and look at the clock and look at you to see if it's done right. So I'll do a couple with you, and then you're gonna do a couple on your own timing. But I forgot. So you're gonna inhale, pause, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're gonna exhale, pause, exhale, pause, exhale, pause, exhale the rest of the way. Okay, so it's 4 parts, the Loma, on the inhalation and then on the exhalation. I think we've done enough of the Loma, at least most of you have, that you should be okay with this. If at any time the 4 part is too much, stop and just exhale at the 3rd section. That is absolutely fine. Okay, try to let any distractions that you may have facing you right now be at a very, very distant part of your brain, your mind. Be with your breath completely. Take a normal inhalation and then a preparatory inhalation. And now exhale everything. And now inhale, lower ribs and pause. Inhale, middle ribs and pause. Inhale, upper middle ribs and pause. And then inhale all the way up to the top chest, pause. Exhale, chest to upper. Exhale again, upper to middle. Exhale again, middle to lower. And anything else you've got. All right, so I can see there's lots of varied levels. So you guys just go at your own timing on these next few. You'll inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale, pause. If that's all you got, then you start your exhale, pause, exhale, pause, exhale the rest of the way. 3 or 4 stopping points. And remember, when you're pausing, it's like you're holding a newborn baby's hand, very gently. Do a couple rounds on your own. You can have a couple normal breaths in between. Okay, do 2 more. And on these last 2, really focus on going to your maximum without making anything overwork muscularly. Make the breath itself, the prana, be the reason that the chest moves, that the abdomen lifts, all those things. The last one, take in as much as you personally can take without causing any agitation, either mentally or physically, anywhere in the body. Go to your maximum, but don't cause any agitation whatsoever. And when you finish with those last 2, just take a couple of deeper inhalations and exhalations, one right after the other. Let go of any idea that you have to condition the breath, change it in any way. And then what's really nice after some pranayama is to just roll off your support and lay flat. Some of you may still want to have the head blanket, however. And you can take that support and put it right on top of your thighs. Make sure that the top of the waist is moved towards the buttock flesh. And now let go everywhere. Shavasana. See that your breath has come to a normal state. Perhaps it's a little bit more shallow. That's okay. How is this asana, because it is an asana, how is this asana conducive to the calming of your mind? And if it's not, how can the breath in Shavasana help you with that? These are the things that are, really quite subjective. Yoga is a subjective practice, which is why I think I mentioned last time our senior teachers are just telling us, hey, we're just trying to get you guys to practice on your own. That's my goal, is to get you to develop a home practice so that you intimately can come to know the truest form of yourself within, the one that is always there, that's always nice and calm and quiet, and is this truly, truly decent human being all the time. Never do we get our feathers ruffled if we know how to go to that place. Okay, guys, slowly fold your limbs in one at a time and roll to your right side and sit up. I didn't say this at the beginning of class, but I do have a doctor's appointment I need to rush off to, so I'm going to sign off. You can take your time. Thank you, one and all.